Okay, so we're going to relate inclusion and exclusion to the Venn diagram we had before. So we just solved this Venn diagram. We figured out how many students there were. What we did is we started with the middle value. Then we found out people who were taking both, subtracted the middle value to figure out how many were just taking both. And then we found individual courses by subtracting people taking both and all three. So a lot more subtraction involved. In our inclusion and exclusion statement, if we're trying to find the total number of people, so that 131 which we had just found, right? We're going to be taking the total in each course, which is total people taking bio, total people taking chem, total people taking physics. Then we're going to be subtracting total people taking two courses, which would mean we're going to subtract people in bio and chem. And we're going to continue to the next page, subtracting people in bio and physics, and subtracting people in bio, nope, not bio, chem and physics. Chem and physics. And then finally, we're going to add the people who are in all three courses. So we're going to add number of people in bio, physics, and chem. Okay? This is pretty different to what we did in our Venn diagram. So let's try to make sense of it like we did with our Venn diagram. I'll put a couple more circles up here. Okay. Now remember, in the Venn diagram, we started from the inside and we worked our way out to the people who are taking individual courses. In this one, they're actually starting with the people taking individual courses. Okay. So the values they're using are bio is 52. Our chem course is 71, and our physics course is 40. Okay, but that's total number of people taking the course, not including people who have doubled and tripled up. So the next step here is they're going to subtract. So I'll try to use certain colors for certain things. We'll use a blue as a type of subtraction. Okay, so they've added, we'll say green, they've added number of people taking individual courses. Okay, and what ends up happening here is this part stays green. Okay, because we've added these guys. And actually, sorry, I shouldn't be excluding that. They're adding all of these guys, right? Including people doubling up in courses, okay? Then they've added all of these guys. And they've added all of these guys. Well, obviously, there's quite a bit of double and then triple counting going on when we do something like that. So when we add them all together, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and we'll insert some numbers here. Bio, we said, was 52, 71, 40. Okay. 52 plus 71 plus 40. That in itself is 163. Okay, there's only 140 people in the grade, so we know that number is way too high. Then we talked about people who are taking both. Okay? And when they talked about people taking both, for instance, bio and chem, we said there were 15. Okay, so there's 15 people here, and people taking bio and physics were 11, and people taking chem and physics were 8. Well, what they're going to do now is they're going to subtract these values. And just to give a little bit of difference on color, I'm going to try to do all three of these colors different, okay? So we'll do, this guy here is purple. Oh, that does not turn out well. I'll color it then with a pen. Okay, we'll do this guy is red. Okay, so we're subtracting that from this circle here. Well, that makes sense. We've taken a chunk out of that circle because people only taking the courses should only exist here, right? So we're taking this chunk out, and then we're going to take the 11. We'll do them as blue. Okay, still kind of making sense, right? Because this should only happen here. But what's happening is this little part here has been subtracted twice from this total. It was subtracted when we took the red part out, And then again it was subtracted when we took the 11 out. So we've subtracted this part twice in this position here. And we're going to do the same thing over here. This guy will do it in purple. Okay. So essentially what's happened is this fleur-de-lis type of thing, all right, the shape that's here. We've taken all these parts out, which makes sense, but we've taken this part out twice, which is no good because we don't want to take it out twice. It does need to be taken out once, but because it has overlap, we're going to be short too many numbers. In other words, we're not counting the people who are in the middle here, which happen to be, I think, 2. Right? There are 2 people in the middle here. So we have our 163. We subtract people taking bio and chem. I'll just zoom out a bit to make this easier. Yeah, bio and chem was 15. And we'll do it in red because that was the color we had. We subtract the 11 people taking physics and bio, and we subtract the 8 people taking our chem and physics, right? Which makes sense. We cut them out of the Venn diagram. And then we're going to add back, remember, because we said we double counted, or we took away the middle 3 twice. We're going to add them back into the equation. And this will tell us how many people are taking science courses in total. Okay, so people taking science courses are 163 minus 15 minus 11 minus 8, right? And then 129, well, we know that wasn't the answer. The answer was 132, so we add back in our middle, and we're back at 131 in this case. So because of that kind of double subtraction in the middle, we have to add that middle part back in when we're doing the exclusion or inclusion formula.